Hey, so check this out. This is a first for me. That right there is an unmanned sea drone. Who it is, why it is, or anything like that, I couldn't tell you. But I was watching it, showed up on radar, and then the AIS came up and it said uncrewed. You can see there's a radar on top. It's got its little wind thing. I wonder if that's part of the University of Mayagüez, something like that, or is it a military thing or something else? I don't know. Still pretty cool. It's interesting they have a radar on it. They're probably getting all mad at me because I'm probably too close to it. It didn't say stay away. It said that the closest point of approach is going to be about 400 feet. So since there wasn't anybody on there, I didn't think they'd yell at me. Anyway, hello and welcome. I'm Tim and this is SV Paquita. And we have heaved up our anchor and we are underway for Rincon. And we are going to, we're going to Rincon. We left Puerto Rico. And we've been motoring into the wind that was right on us until we were able to turn. And now we're just able to pinch in. I think we've got about 50 degrees of apparent wind. But it's blowing good enough so that we're still making 5 or 6 knots. Be in there another hour. But I just thought that was really cool. I thought you guys would like to see that. Sailing drones. Interesting. And having a open array for a radar, I imagine the whole thing's covered with huge, with you know, the whole surface area of the thing has got to be either got to be all solar panels, or it's got to be you know, a whole bunch. It's got to be like something they use for just a short little mission. But I've read about these, that they go out and they spend, you know, literally 6 months at sea doing their own thing autonomously, and that they, whatever their mission is, they have a data link and get it all back and this sort of stuff. But still pretty cool. Anyway, when we get to Rincon, I'll show you something over there. Oh, wouldn't you know it, the sun came out. We got all the way up here. It's a beautiful Rincon. My buddy Carson, who owns Taino Divers, has a mooring. I believe that's his mooring right there. He said we could go on it, but he said he hasn't been on it for a while, and I shouldn't trust it. So that's kind of cool anyway, because I kind of like anchoring on my own. I know I'm very familiar with my own ground tackle, and that way I don't have to rely on somebody else's. But anyway, they're doing big stuff here. Look at that, they got a crane, they're moving all kinds of blocks, doing everything. So when my grandmother moved here from Spain, she came here in, goodness, what was that? Probably the early 90s, I think. Yeah, like 91, 92, something like that, I think. Something like that, I don't know. Anyway, when she came here, and look, if I got my dates wrong, I apologize, but I think it's something like that. But the first time we came down here to visit her, right where those yellow, that boom is, that's a boom to keep the stuff there, that was an entrance that went right into a whole place that's carved out over there, which was the marina, Black Eagle Marina. And it was really cool. You couldn't get any big boats in there, and I'm sure that a sailboat, I don't know if I could get in there or not, but it was really cool for the charter fleet and for people, everyone that had a center console or something like that. And I mean, they had a whole bunch of boats in there, so it was really cool. And I guess what happened was a big storm came and it pushed all the sand up and sealed off the entrance. And when they tried to open it up again, the environmental people got involved and said they couldn't mess with nature, and unfortunately the whole thing kind of just died on itself. You know, people tried one by one. They pulled the boats out. Last I knew, there were still a couple boats that had been in there for 30 years that had just been landlocked, and they that whole area doesn't do much other than breed West Nile virus. Right? probably shouldn't say that. That was a real problem a few years ago, but hopefully it's not now. But anyway, as you can see, this is beautiful here. Rincon is known as the surfing capital of the world. It's funny because I always thought places like Hawaii and Indonesia and stuff like that had these great big. Apparently, big wave. I'm not a surfer, so I don't really know these things. But apparently, the waves that are over here are really good. And Rincon actually means corner in Spanish. So this is a little peninsula that kind of sticks out like this and comes around. So if you can look down by the beach, past the immediate breaks, you can see the big break on the other side. And that's where everything's coming in over there, which is really, really cool. So usually, if it'll be rough on one side, it'll be calm on the other. And so I talked to my buddy Tim Brennan from Island Style Charters, and I asked him yesterday, hey, how's it look if I come here tomorrow? He said, just a little bit of roll. So, probably going to be rolling quite a bit, but it's going to get better. Oh, we have some locals. Hello! How cute. But the water's just not quite 82 degrees almost. And we are anchored up. I'm trying to make water. I say trying to make water because I'm having trouble with one of my pumps. And my spare is, I'm using my spare. So we are making water, but at a very slow rate, at around 6 gallons an hour or something like that. So if you hear the noise, that's what's going on over there. But as I say, so let me show you this. These are my electric winches, and usually with a winch, let me show you. Here we go. The way winches work, for anybody that's ever done this, you're like, what are you talking about? Everybody knows this. Not everybody knows this. If you go this way, it goes fast. If you go this way, it still goes the same way, but it's geared down a lot less, so you get a lot more power this way, a lot more speed that way. Well, we have electric winches over here, and they've done the same thing. We have that's the powerful button, and this is the fast button. And it's the same motor, so when you do it fast, you just kind of tax it more, meaning it starts to bog down. Then you switch over to the other one and do it faster. Well, if you look over here, you'll see that this one is missing because I've had to do some experimenting. And it turns out that this really nice looking switch over here for the low speed, that turned out to be the problem. And what happens is the power doesn't go through this because I think it's 1.4 kilowatts that runs the motor. It goes back to a box back here, and there's a set of contactors, just like how a windlass would work. You contact it one way and it runs it forward, contact it the other way, it runs it backwards, and that's just what the motor does too. So that's how you get the high and low speed. But I went online and I found that there's really only one place to get these, and they're currently out of stock. And I think it was like, I saw one, they had the new style that had some LED that was in here, which I don't know why you'd want LEDs on this, but anyway, that was only $567, I think. And then this one, which was the one that was out of stock, was a mere, I think, $367. It's almost $400. It's like, what, for a little switch? That's crazy. Anyway, so what I've done is I've gone down underneath the seat and they pulled the part off, and I've ordered a new switch that will fit in here for $7, and it's IP67 rated, so it's not exactly waterproof. You can put it underwater up to a meter for, I think, 30 minutes. Hopefully it'll never be underwater, but I've ordered 2 of them, so if I put one here and I like it, then maybe I might put another, or have another one for a spare or something like that. But anyway, that's what's going on over there. As you can hear it's funny. Couldn't wait to come back to Rincon. Now I get here and I'm rolling all around and listening to all the construction over there. But those are happy sounds of construction, because people really rely on that ramp. There's a whole bunch of boats and businesses that do that. My friend Tim usually uses that as well, along with the guys with Taino divers and all that. Although I think I don't know if they sold their boat or what, but their boat is not here, so I think it's on land or something. I don't know. But anyway, it's exciting that something is getting done over there. Hopefully they'll make a good ramp and it'll get good for everybody else. That's about it. I think we're going to lay low. Might go ashore tonight, but I think we're going to lay low. And right now, it looks like we might get out of here on Saturday. That's what I'm thinking. Not exactly sure, but we'll figure it out. But until then, thank you so much for watching. And if you haven't subscribed, please do. You know the drill. Anyway, thank you for all those that have hit the super thanks button. And if you'd like to become a patron, I'll put a link in the description below. Take care, be safe, and as always, I'll see you on the one.